deyiz zaman olarak. Bu kısımda EKODesign 2012'ye destek veren iki büyük şirket, Siemens ve BASF Kimya grubundan gelen iki konuşmacı var. Birincisi Siemens'in getirdiği, Bosch Siemens Home Appliance'de çalışan Christian Salmen. Arkasından Christian Donat'ı göreceğiz. O da bir consultant, BSH için çalışan, sürdürülebilirlik üzerine çalışan bir danışman. İlk konuşmacımız Sayın Christian Salmen, Bosch Siemens'da ve ev aletlerinde konuşuyor. Ev aletlerinin bizim EKODesign kavramında nerede olduğunu anlatacak. Almanya'da Teknik Üniversitesi'nden mezun olduktan sonra Bosch Siemens'da yıllar boyunca çalışmış. Bir ara Bosch Siemens, Fransa, Amerika onlar üzerinde çalışmış. Çamaşır makineleri üzerinde, ürün geliştirme üzerinde, marka pazarlama üzerine görev almış. Hatta Avustralya ve Yeni Zelanda'da da görev almış. Yani dünyada bir arada olup çalışmadığı hiçbir yer kalmamış. Onun Türkiye için düşündüğünü aslında Türkiye'de duymak çok ilginç olacak. Christian? I would like to invite you here.
Doğa her zaman ihtiyacımız olan kaynakları bize sağladı. Teknik gelişmeler hayatımızı kolaylaştırdı ve zenginleştirdi. Ve yeni ufuklar açtı. Tüm bu olanaklardan yararlanabilmek için doğal kaynaklarımızı korumak zorundayız. Ve daha az enerji ve su kullanmalıyız. Ev aletleri evdeki enerjinin %50'sini tüketir. Avrupa'daki her evde en yeni, en az enerji üreten ev aletleri kullanarak 44 milyar kilowatt saat enerji tasarruf ediyor olabilirdik. Bu Portekiz'in bir yıllık enerji tüketimine eşdeğerdir. İşte bu yüzden Siemens mühendisleri her gün performans ve rahatlıktan taviz vermeden daha az su ve elektrik harcayan ev aletleri teknolojisi geliştirmek için çalışıyorlar. İşte Siemens'ten EcoPlus. Yeni fikirler, büyük tasarruf. Örneğin Siemens mühendisleri akıllı soğutma teknolojileri geliştiriyor. Bunun sayesinde soğutma performansı hızlı ve yerleştirdiğiniz yiyeceklerin miktarına göre otomatik olarak sağlanıyor. Siemens buzdolapları %74'lere varan enerji tasarrufu sağlıyor. Akıllı motoruyla yeni özel çamaşır doldurma kontrolüyle IQ Drive Siemens çamaşır makineleri %50'lere varan daha az enerji, %46'lara varan daha az su harcarlar. Ve işte üstün performansıyla %62 daha az enerji tüketen Siemens Blue Term kurutma makinesi. Kendi kendini temizleyen kondansatör sayesinde az enerji harcamasını sağlamaktadır. Bir kurutma makinesi ömrü kadar. Zeolit teknolojimiz sayesinde %43'lere varan enerji tasarrufu. Zeolit mineralleri buhara emerek enerjiye çevirir. Böylece %66'lara kadar daha az su kullanarak sadece 7 litre su tüketimine indirgenebilinmiştir. Cooking Sensor Plus ile Siemens indüksiyonlu ocaklar minimum enerji tüketir. Siemens elektrikli süpürgelerde özel kompresör teknolojisiyle enerji tüketimi %50'lere varan daha az enerji tüketimi. Gelecekte de Siemens yenilikleri performansı etkilemeden doğal kaynakları korumaya devam edecek. Siemens'ten EcoPlus. Yeni fikirler, büyük tasarruf.
Şaşırtan teknoloji yine Siemens'ten, hep Siemens'ten. Gelecek evinizde.
Merhaba.
Doğa
Micro? Hello? Can you hear me? Yeah. Merhaba and still good morning. I'm really happy to be here because it's not my first time, and when I was asked to deliver that speech today, I was really delighted to return to Istanbul once again. That's the first reason. But I also very delighted to be here because The presentation you will see is something I'm very passionate about and which really concerns all of us. It's about resource efficiency. And when it comes to home appliances, I will talk about energy efficiency, because mainly home appliances use energy. First of all, I would like to thank my 4 speakers, in particular Francesco, because he really gave me some food for thought. And we heard a lot about future and also how the human being might develop, or the thoughts. And now it's on me, unfortunately, to ground you again. So today I would like to talk about home appliances. Home appliances are in a daily use, and they might not seem to be very emotional, but you all might know if a washing machine breaks down, it could be very emotional at your place. So, just a quick look on the agenda. Today, I'd like to give you some insights on how we Siemens treat the topic sustainability. Then, what's actually behind energy excellence, and what's the role of home appliances in that context. But to start with, I would like to cite our founder, Werner von Siemens. He said, "I won't sell the future for short-term profit." Why do I mention this? I want to show you that sustainability to us is not like fashion. We don't change the style every season. Sustainability means to us, it's long-term orientated. We want to be seen as a reliable business partner, and we are continuously working on improvements of our products in particular. So what are the success factors of sustainability, how we see it in our business purpose? So that's actually the first one. It is important that the business approach you take always is linked to the business purpose. Secondly, it is important to be transparent. If there are any weak areas in your business, then communication has to be open to gain trust with the consumer, with your clients, whoever you are in touch with. And last, and by all means not least, reliability. It's important that you only distribute honest messages and show a comprehensive responsibility to avoid any greenwashing. Let me give you one example. Now, this is very theoretical, but maybe that example will show you what I mean. We know that our appliances use resources by producing and by using them. But our aim is that amount of consumption to reduce to a minimum, be it in the production, be it in your home. Which brings me directly to our next topic, the energy excellence itself. The question is, how can home appliances contribute to conserve our resources? And does the consumer know at all what important role his or her fridge plays in their home? On that slide, you can see, or we tried to map the energy efficiency, the importance of energy efficiency on a global scale. It has become a main business driver in our industry, but the maturity level all over the world is very different. The highest importance to energy excellence or energy efficiency is paid in Europe, North America, and Australia. In Australia, that level of importance applies to water efficiency, because you need to know, in Australia, water is very valuable. It's the second driest continent on Earth after the Antarctica. But we also identified with the gaining hunger for energy, India, China, and Russia show a very strong increase in that importance. But today, I'd like to focus on our region. Let me tell you about one observation which should be obvious if you look at that slide. Energy awareness is triggered by energy prices. You might experience this by yourself when you watch every month or every quarter on your energy bill, and then you see how expensive it actually is to use your appliances, to not switch off the light whatsoever. Depending on which country you call home, people are more or less interested in energy consumption. For example, let's take Denmark. Those poor buggers have the highest electricity costs in Europe, but their market also shows that they have an increased interest in high efficient appliances. On the other hand, you can see Bulgaria with an energy cost of 9 euro cent per kilowatt hour, which are the lowest prices across Europe. But to be honest, they face different problems than the guys from Denmark. Now, so how do home appliances contribute to your energy bill? I would like to show you two examples. The first one is an average view of Europe, which you can see here. So 28% of the energy consumption is used by the residential areas, by homes or households. Within those 28%, 37% are taken by home appliances. In 1990, that share was around 63%. This shows you two things. First, home appliances became more efficient, but second, there are other electricity consumers in your home, in your place, which take up the energy right now. Just think of tablets, computers, mobile phones. 1990, this was close to nothing, but today you'd need to charge your batteries every day, every second day. Now have a look at Turkey. Whilst the energy consumption, the residential energy consumption is close, 24 compared to 28% in Europe, there's a strong difference in the energy home appliances take. This comes in particular from fridges. As you can see here, 31% of the energy consumption in your home is taken by cooling. In Europe, it's just 15%. Okay, we need to know Turkey, different climate conditions, but I'm pretty sure that there are still some old fridges in every home or in many homes which are actually run by the nuclear power station in the backyard. Now, it's good to know all the percentages, but also we had one of my four speakers said, okay, now it's really getting that information across, make it meaningful to people. And what we try to do is to draw a picture and really to give you an idea how much that figure means. So let's crunch some figures. I've learned that in Turkey there are around 50 million outdated fridges in the homes. By outdated I mean labeled energy efficiency class A and worse. If you would replace all those fridges by, for example, A+ fridges, you could save the energy, the amount of energy which is annually produced by the Kieban Dam. If you would replace those fridges by A+ fridges, it would be the amount of 8 billion kilowatt hours, which is what is produced at Atatürk Dam. And you can double it to the Kieban Dam if you would replace all those fridges by A++ fridges in your home. Now you can say, yeah, we are conscious of energy, but we also see that's correct. We know that in Turkey is a market for for energy efficient appliances. But however, there's still some homework to do for us, but also for us, I mean for Siemens, but also for the rest of the market. What you can see here is on the left-hand side, you see columns, the Turkish market in average, and on the next to it, on the right side, the performance of BSH, Siemens. You can see we still got some work to do in the washing division, but we are definitely best or almost best in the market when it comes to cooling ovens and dishwashing. Now, how could we give or how could we increase the consumer's awareness for energy excellence, for energy efficiency? One very important way to prove it is, if an appliance is really energy efficient, is to use a common standard and to make it visible to the consumer how good or bad actually an appliance is. And this also gives consumer orientation at the point of sale if he purchases that product. And this is done at the moment and will continue by labeling. As you can see, there are different label standards available all over the world, but I would like to, for sure, focus today on a European energy label because it also applies here in Turkey. But those labeling are not only giving the consumer orientation, but what we've also seen is that with that label, if there's an ambitious standard in place, all market players try to do their very best to be best. So we have seen a tremendous increase of energy in energy consumption, for example, for cooling appliances since 1995 by 67%. So in 1995, you need to know that energy label was introduced, and since then everybody really tried to do their best to deliver better appliances every day, every year. It was even necessary to launch a label which is beyond A. Now it's already official, but in the last years it was an unofficial label labeled A+, A++, and A++. The old label you can see here in the background, and this one was replaced by the new label system, which you can see here. But obviously, the home appliance label story was that successful that it was also adopted by other categories. For example, what you can see here, TV. And I also know that other divisions or categories are already working on, for example, coffee makers, air condition. So it could be expected that there will be a label system soon. Now, how do we approach, how do we communicate energy excellence, energy efficiency to the consumer? Because if all those efforts we've taken are hidden in the dark, they are meaningless to you. You won't understand what we have taken and what it really takes really to improve energy excellence, energy efficiency. For the consumer, the most important energy topic is during the usage. I wouldn't say they don't care about how it is produced and how much energy it will take if it's produced or when it's produced, but most of the energy is consumed during the usage phase, which you can see here. 90 to 95% of the energy in the water for an average appliance is used then. So that's the reason why we focused on the usage phase. And the key to all is communication. Communication and again communication. You can only raise awareness of a consumer if you can communicate the efforts you have taken. For example, dishwashers. Since 1996, we reduced the amount of energy by 50% and the water by 43%. Again, it's nice to know the percentages, but the question is, what is in for the consumer? What we tried here to do is really to translate this in concrete savings. Yes, in the beginning, a high efficient dryer, that's the example, is more expensive than a dryer with an energy efficiency class B or C, for example. But you have to consider the whole life cycle costs, and then eventually it pays off If you have a look at 10 years usage, you would also see some savings in amount of 664 Turkish lira. If you would invest in the beginning a little bit more, and then over the life cycle, you would really save the money. Communication. Just quickly touch on this one, and then I'm almost done. I want to show you how we prove or how we show the consumer what are the best-in-class products at Siemens. You can see here the energy labeling, which is currently applicable at the market, labeled from A to A++. But at Siemens we say only products which are labeled with A++ and A++ are eligible for the EcoPlus logo. So Oscar Wilde once said, only the best will do, and this also applies for us. This comes together with innovation. Only if you are innovative, if you invent, if you're continuously improving your products, you could do those, you could take those big steps. And we also had it in the beginning, there is no compromise necessary. Performance comes with efficiency, and efficiency comes with performance. Those are just 3 outstanding examples of our product range: dishwashing with CLI technique, the heat pump dryer with self-cleaning condenser, and the washing machine with anti-dosing system. And that sustainability and energy excellence didn't start for us just a few years ago, it's proven here. We are working on that topic for years. We did it, we do it, and we will do it in future. Thank you very much. Teşekkürler.
Soru var mı acaba? Christian, lütfen. Burada bir tane soru alacağız. Umarım kısa bir sorudur. Arkasından Christian Donat'a geçeceğiz.
Ben teşekkür ederim. Hüseyin Sacit Özerol. Şimdi Siemens'in çok eskiden beri, 50'li yıllardan beri cihazlarını kullanan bir kişiyim. Ve yaptıkları çalışmaları da takdirle karşılıyoruz. Yalnız bir sualim var. Bildiğiniz gibi yenilebilir enerjiler artık gündeme geldi ve bunlar ağırlık kazanıyor. Petrolün dünya insanlarını ne hale getirdiği meydanda ve bu bağlam içerisinde yeni gelişmelerinizde, yeni araştırmalarınızda alternatif akım yerine doğru akımla çalışan sistemler yapmayı düşünüyor musunuz? Düşünüyorsunuz ne aşamada? Teşekkür ederim.
You got the question, right?
That's a very technical question, and to be honest, I would forward that question. I would like to forward that question to my colleagues from the power, from the generation systems, because if you talk about renewable energies and how to distribute, we need the electricity, the power distribution. This is very important. I need really to ask my colleagues from those divisions, because I can only talk about home appliances. And at the moment, maybe we can close the circle here, we are not considering a change in the engine or in the motor. What we do, we use different drives like brushless motors, which are more energy efficient. This is what we can do within our home appliances. How the electricity is eventually distributed, I need to leave it up to my colleagues. But what we do, whatever we can to improve at the end of line, at the consumer, the energy efficiency.
Thank you. Okay, let's go to the next speaker. Bundan sonra yemek arasında sorularınızı tekrar sorabilirsiniz Christian'e. Bir sonraki konuşmacıya geçelim ki günlük programı takip edelim. Thank you very much again, Christian. Bundan sonraki konuşmacı aslında yine enerji verimliliği ile ilgili ama bu defa başka bir yerden geliyor. Şimdi evdeki eşyaları gördük. Beyaz